Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Network Buzz, the Lake Tech Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Trappy, here to talk about an upcoming IT conference that we're going to go to. So I brought my man Tim back in the room here to talk about Brainstorm here today. What's going on, Tim?
What's up, Mike? How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. Feels
Glad
good
to be back
in the room.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I know. That was the first one that we
First
did,
one.
talking
Yeah.
E-rate, cybersecurity pilot program, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we're just here to talk about events and do salesy marketing stuff. So
That's it.
yeah, a little warning. I know, again, we've had a lot of great impact. It's been great to see all the clicks and views and stories of all the things we've been able to put together here with the Network Buzz. Phil's story, he went to HPE Tech Jam, which is national conference, could be international. I could have that entirely
in
wrong.
Florida this year.
In Florida, and they, was it Florida? Either way. They have all sorts of technical engineers, SEs from Aruba, like you name it. It's very technically driven conference, and they came back glowing reviews. It was very, very cool. But Phil's walking around, and one guy stopped and goes, "You're Phil," and he's like, "Yes." How that works.
Yeah.
And apparently all the Wi-Fi 7 stuff that Phil's put together, that this SE for Aruba used that to help educate a customer about Wi-Fi 7 through the videos Phil did, and helped a customer out there in California. So very cool. There's an impactful story that comes from it, right? I mean,
It's amazing. Yeah.
we're trying to do, in our little podcast that could here, to have that story. It's good stuff. So please share any other experiences that you've had. And again, we're always, being that the buzz, we're trying to make sure we talk about relevant topics that we can, and make sure that we're providing information everybody is actually looking for, and not just, provide stuff that doesn't help you guys there in the field. So again, back to it. Network Buzz has been great, but here we're going to talk about Brainstorm today with Tim and talk about K-12 a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. You're not going to get Phil today.
Yeah, it's not technical. Hence,
It's not
the warning.
technical.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go over Brainstorm and talk about that conference here coming up next week. Talk about its impact and our role, and just kind of like speak to the IT conferences in general, and why Brainstorm is so awesome, because we've been doing this since, when did we start going?
I think the first year was 2018.
I think that was like
19.
trial to check it
Yeah.
out, because
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
I know Vermilion and a couple other school districts kind of gave us the heads up, like, you guys should take a look at this one.
Yeah. There was a couple of our base accounts that were going, and
Mm-hmm.
they're like, yeah, you should really check it out. We've gone to the ones in Columbus, over the years with OSBA and the OETC, or OTEC. That
Don't call me
Yeah.
OTEC. Yeah.
that turned into the OETC conference
Mhm.
down in Columbus. But yeah, this one's right in our backyard, so we gave it a try, and then ever since we've been going.
And
So,
technically driven. That was the reviews, and they did not disappoint. Again, that was 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
Real quick. COVID
Mhm.
makes it feel like it was 17 years ago.
yeah, and then
Um,
COVID happened.
Yeah, but 7 years ago, and from my experience, and it's probably evolved even as you've taken the reins, but it's like
Mhm.
very technically driven, as opposed to just a vast, huge conference getting very specific in a segment.
Yeah, and that's really what we like about it is, how specialized it is,
Mhm.
and the audience that you get. It's tech directors, tech coordinators, system admins, network admins. It's all the right people you want in the room and in your sessions, technical sessions that you want to have networking conversations.
Mhm.
And it's awesome for us. So we like going to it. It's a 1 day, 4 hour vendor show for us, and
That's just the
it's-
expo.
Yeah, the expo, exactly. And it's 30 minutes away for us.
For sure.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So we got May 4th through the 6th. Do you want to give some details, kind of spat out some stats? I know Brainstorm would be very appreciative of us, touting it out and talking about all the benefits there.
Yeah, so Brainstorm actually has been around for around 20 plus years, based out of Wisconsin. Actually is their main hub, their main conference that they run every year in Dells, I think.
Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah, Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
And,
I researched with
there
it.
we go. And yeah, so they started there, and they kind of branched out to Sandusky. They do one in Pennsylvania. This one in Sandusky that we're going to has a little over 300 people registered, all IT directors, IT influencers, and Brainstorm just shot out an email on Monday giving us everybody an update, and it sounds like there's going to be a lot of people from multiple states.
Not just Ohio.
So mainly
Used to be
Ohio.
just Ohio,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. So it really it's growing. Mainly Ohio, but the email I think said Michigan, South Dakota, Minnesota, New York,
Jeez.
Michigan. Yeah, so attendees from all over are coming to
it's
this.
not a short drive from New York, let alone
Yeah.
South. Dude.
Exactly.
That's
And Minnesota,
awesome.
yeah, I was like, wow,
Good for them.
That's awesome. Yeah, so we're excited. We're excited to go.
Heck yeah. Oh, it's a good time. That experience. I mean, what is the benefits? Like, let's break it down a little bit in this an IT conference in general, especially speaking to K-12 specifically. What benefits does it bring to even obviously a school district and vendor? I mean, they're so important to building that community and maintaining that community within the IT space, especially in K-12.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, the benefits, and we hear this a lot from our customers, and giving feedback about a conference or evaluating a conference that we might want to go to is, I think one of the benefits is just going back to what I mentioned before is the technical aspect of it. It's very, very technical. Your audience is technical, down to the sessions, right? We're doing a session on Monday morning. Phil is actually doing a session at 9:45, but we'll get into that later. But the technical sessions, Brainstorm makes it very, very clear to the vendors that are running the sessions that it has to be technical. A network engineer has to run that session. It cannot be a sales
Marketing,
marketing sales pitch is what they
speak their language.
What they say.
Get on their level.
So I think that's one benefit that kind of draws that audience to this conference is making sure that they want to sit in sessions that they want to learn something out of it. So that's the goal. I think the other benefit too is during the vendor show, it's not a 3-day vendor show,
right?
That you feel like you're obligated to walk around.
Exhausting.
Yeah. It's one day for 4 hours, and you can go visit your vendors that you work with today, make new connections with some vendors that you might be interested in, their technology or new technology. And then last thing, I think, in my opinion, the last benefit would be probably making connections with other school districts that you might not talk to on a regular basis, right?
What's school district in New York doing?
Exactly.
Like our buddy Pete, from South Euclid, going in there and finding out what else is everybody doing, or Pete telling his story.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's sharing that community. That's I keep saying community because it's very important. Because without this type of conference, you have your ITC groups, but is there really any other opportunity outside of especially a tech-driven conference like this one for everybody to collaborate?
Yeah. I mean, outside of the ITC groups that probably meet on a monthly basis, you're talking to the local school districts that but really making that connection on a broader scale, not only from school districts in Ohio, whether it's down in Cincinnati, right, but out of state, Michigan, New York, getting to know what they do in their states.
Yep.
Maybe talk about what funding is available.
There you go.
Coming down the pipe and that sort of thing in the different states. So,
and the landscape that is the U.S. Department of Education. Absolutely. It's everyone's sharing their stories and talking about ways that they can just continue to thrive and do what they do. Yeah. You got to collaborate and have that community built out.
Yeah, so I think it's those three benefits just come top to mind for me, for what school districts will get out of Brainstorm.
And then hosted by Kalahari. So yeah, coming from
and the venue is beautiful. I mean, it's a perfect spot. We have some of our customers travel 2.5, 3 hours away, and they bring their family. They make it a weekend trip. They could go
indoor
to the
water park, baby.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a cool venue too.
Nice, very cool. So yeah, I know we've done this many years as we talked about. So this year, what's Lake Tech's role? How are we taking advantage of Brainstorm? What impact are we going to make? And give a little detail there.
Yeah. So I think back when we started going to it, 2018, 2019, we were just single booth, trying to get a feel for the conference. and then COVID hit, and then we went back after that. But we were single booth just after COVID, and then we spoke internally just really about this conference and how impactful it was from a technical session when we presented, the conversations we had, and we decided to take it to the next level, right? And we are a gold sponsor this year, so we'll
Sweet.
be right by the bar area.
Good
So your
spot.
drink tickets,
Yeah.
are right there, by the food on the main concourse. So you
Very cool.
you won't miss us. in
No.
that booth.
Not in the middle.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned technical sessions. I see that it's over 75 different sessions throughout the 3 days. Are we hosting a session then? I think you mentioned that a minute ago.
Yeah, we are. So Phil's going to be running the session. We
Celebrity Phil. He's going to
Celebrity
hate that
Phil,
I say
yeah.
that.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, so Monday morning, May 5th at 9:45, from 10:45 or 9:45 to 10:45.
Okay.
Phil is going to be doing a session on Wi-Fi 7.
There you go.
Yep, and everything that he thinks would benefit in K-12.
Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. Check out the videos. You want a sneak preview?
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot more in depth, all those, but I'm sure Phil's going to apply it to the K-12 specific use case and all the buildings, all the students, and all devices. Because it's funny because I know we talked about the conference itself, but I mean, as specific as this is, it's just so useful because the evolution of technology, and how the impact it has on the classroom. I mean, it just there's so much to take in, so much to understand how the technologies that's where and things that are coming around. I mean, it's just such a good effort and like mission in order to go out there and share all this information with every single K-12 district.
Yeah, there's a wide variety of sessions that go on to anywhere from, our presentation on Wi-Fi 7 down to, security, right? Our phone systems, anything that is involved in the tech department nowadays, which is a lot.
Yeah,
So
the
pretty
load
much-
that gets thrown on these
Yeah.
guys, and it's just more and more responsibility, more and more work, and that's why looking for help, looking for expertise, and collaborate. It's the name of the game. I think I've said
Absolutely.
that too many times already, but it's just so true. It's just so true. Very cool stuff. Yeah, what's your favorite part of these 3 days? I mean, I know you're just vendor expo mainly, but what's your favorite part annually when you go to this type of thing?
I think my favorite part is obviously seeing our base customers, right? It's a good opportunity to see everybody in one spot, one opportunity. As much as I try to go out and see them on site or get them on a call or something, it's at a conference like this, you can really connect with them, catch up with them, and talk anything new that you want to talk to. But then also just connecting with customers or prospects that we don't do business with today, and hearing their story and figuring out their problems, and seeing if if our specialties can line up, and getting the Lake Tech name out there. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, in the end, it's about marketing and sales, and vendors spend the money to drive this kind of conference, so it can benefit all the districts that come in and look for that value. And you make a couple connections each year, and all of a sudden you build out that community of network. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, every year I feel like around this time, leading up to the conference, every conversation I have with a base customer or prospect, they're asking, "Hey, will you guys be at Brainstorm this year?" And
You got to find
so-
Daryl.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, he called me already this week.
Daryl.
Yeah.
Usually he makes the a tour of all the different IT conferences and has some fun with that. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Anything else you want to add? Anything I missed? I mean, it's going to be a heck of a few days here coming up, starting on Sunday, right?
It starts on Sunday, but our main day for us, the most involved would be Monday, right? Just hit on Phil's session again, which is Monday morning at 9:45 and 9:45 to 10:45. So they're all the sessions are hour long, and then the vendor show starts at 3:30 and runs until about 7:30 that night, 8 o'clock. I think there's a giveaway at around 8, so stick around. You could potentially get some giveaways from other vendors. We will have a giveaway as well.
You want to share that? You want to tease that a little bit?
So we have to play within the rules, the E-rate rules and stuff. But I think Kelly got some got a good giveaway for us. So let's just say it makes
Leaving
some
it a
noise.
mystery. Leaving it a mystery. Nice.
It makes some noise. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
But yeah, the vendor show is Monday afternoon, and then I think there's a couple sessions on Tuesday for anybody that wants to stick around. But
Sweet. Cool.
Yeah.
Brainstorm time is here.
it's here. We're excited. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
Thanks for supplying all that info.
Thanks,
Good
Mike.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Wrap it up about Brainstorm there. Real quick session here today. Thanks everybody tuning in Network Buzz. Again, chime in, give us some reviews, share some content so we can start generating some more technical videos for you, bring in some different engineers, whether that's networking, cloud, voice that we talked about, and just kind of updating you on new technologies, throughout the vertical. So reach out, send some comments, and thanks so much everybody for watching. Talk to you soon.